There was a time when I wanted to really, really be able to play the piano like this. And what happened? I didn't want to practice. Ergo, I can't play the piano like this other than ding, 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 ding. But if you just listen to that, that is just so. Listen. It definitely helps you wind down on this Wind Down Wednesday. Welcome to Get to Know Bob. I am your host, Sonia Weaver. We have this amazing platform where we have conversations on Wednesday evening with some phenomenal people that are doing amazing things throughout the community. And I'm just going to say that we love not only conversing with Bob, but we love, love, love supporting Bob. And as a result, we have taken the pledge. We do our support 7 Bob pledges all the time. And I'm going to tell you, my weekend kicked off with supporting Phenomenal Bob. Definitely supporting some Phenomenal Bob. So let's take a moment. I'm gonna let you see just a little bit about what I did this weekend. I hope that we don't have technical difficulties throughout the remainder time of this program. But hey, sometimes that's what happens when you deal with technology. But yes, I started my weekend off at Hand and Stone in Ann Arbor. And Hand and Stone is a chain, but this location happens to be Black owned. A phenomenal husband and wife own this franchise. And what I'm going to bring to you guys in the near future is the possibilities of franchising. And of course, that's another way for you to have a phenomenal business without necessarily having to create all the structure yourself. So maybe franchising is something you may want to consider. So it would make sense for me to bring a few franchise owners on and let you hear about their experience as being a franchisee. Then after, I also want to share some of the benefits. That's why I almost forgot in my notes. Some of the benefits of making sure you go to massage therapy. First and foremost is self-care. Then, of course, therapeutic. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, I had my ailment where I couldn't even lift my arm like past here. I was walking around with that little chicken wing arm where I couldn't move past here. But now for my therapy, it's been a long journey, but my massage therapist has given me therapeutic massage to help me be able to get that muscle where it was locked up to loosen back out and to stay loose for me to be able to have movement again within my arm. And then, of course, relaxation. We need to take a moment and take the stress out, right? So you really need to relax. And I would highly recommend the staff, the facility at the Hand and Stone location in Ann Arbor, Michigan. They also have a second location in Ferndale. Then you saw a few snippets of Sada Baby, yes, for the fundraiser for All for One and One for All, where we're supporting Detroit youth at Legacy Hall and celebrating Mr. Aaron Abel Grable, who is the Dadpreneur of the Year for Mona Lisa's Lyrics. And, this was a phenomenal event. I got an opportunity to, of course, see a lot of talent. And if you haven't done so, make sure you just pop in to last week's show, where we had all of the amazing guests that were part of that show. Let me show you some of the amazing things I picked up while I was there. I supported Tina Scott like I told you guys to do. Come out and be prepared to buy you some paparazzi jewelry. This did a wonderful bling addition to what I wore to the That Girl ceremony. Of course, the Mompreneur of the Year, which is Dr. Mary Welsh of Susie Q's. I had to make sure I got one of these amazing conversations. They are the grief beads that hang from you to start that conversation of remembering those that you love and care for. Got a pleasure to meet the founder of the Better Detroit Brownie Company, and they do work for the youth and the youth community. And what they do is that they work with the youth to actually make brownies. And their signature brownies are the dark cocoa, gourmet dark cocoa, and the sweet and spicy brownies. And everything that they sell is to support the Better Detroit Youth Movement and other community causes. So it was a pleasure to have met that founder. And then speaking, of course, of Legacy Hall and the Dadpreneur for 2022, you can reserve for your events at Legacy Hall, and they have a one-stop shop for everything. You can work with Sweet Tea's events and party planning, which is the contracted event planner for Legacy Hall. So, of course, that was an amazing event and amazing entertainment. I had such a great time at that event. Then we moved right on into, I was honored to be the guest speaker for the National Association of Negro Business and Professional Women's Club, and it was the Ann Arbor Club. I just want to make sure I tell you one tidbit that I shared with the ladies at this event, and that is to remember to share your stories. This Women's History Month said to celebrate women and the stories we tell. If you do not share your story, no one knows of the phenomenal things you've done, experienced, and overcome. Most importantly, when you share your stories, your legacy lives on. Your children and their children's children can still know about you and the amazing things you've done when you share your stories. I came to the realization that my children know a lot more about the phenomenal people that are in and shaped our Black history, such as Martin Luther King, our Rosa Parks, our Malcolm X's, right? How do they know about them? Because they're deceased. They know about them because we continue to share their story. Now, it does not make sense that within my family, with the history that my great grandmother and my great great grandmother or grandfather contributed right to our family and possibly to society, that they do not know their stories. The reason why? We don't share them. We don't talk about them. People continue to live on with their spirit and their essence through us and for us to share their stories. So I want to remind you, make sure, women and men, that you tell our stories. Then I rounded out the weekend in the beginning of the week, and I can say I was so honored to be a part of being recognized as an awardee for the 4th annual Being That Girl Awards in conjunction with the Detroit Pistons on this past Monday. Let me say that this was just a phenomenal event, and I got a plethora of prizes, but I want to at least make sure that you see the That Girl desk weight that I have is so gorgeous. So I really love that. And then I'm going to bring this business owner on because this is just phenomenal. This is the bracelet. And as you can see, it has love on it. This little charm right here, though, does it for me. It has my picture, and then it swivels and has that girl. I just absolutely love that gift. It was phenomenal, and it was just a phenomenal day. I am just overjoyed with the kind of weekend that I had, and who could not, like, the cherry on top is all of the amazing Bobs I was able to support. So I got to catch up with everything else we got going because, of course, we have amazing conversation coming up. Deals with Bob's deal of the day. Now, before we get into that, winner alert, winner alert. Yes, we have those tickets for Sada Baby were won by Chelsea Johnson. Thank you, Chelsea, for sharing our platform with others. And I hope you enjoyed your time when you went to go see Sada Baby this past weekend. So, what are we doing on tonight's show? Tonight's free gift, we're giving away a True to You candle. Now, it may not be the I Am Blessed one, but we definitely are going to be giving you a candle from True to You. How do you get it? 3 easy steps. You will, 1, subscribe to our YouTube channel. 2, like or follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram. And 3, share and tag 5 of our previous episodes on your social media and tag Deals with Bob. You can send all of the pics to confirm to info@dealswithbob.com. And the first person to complete the 3 steps will receive the free gift. It is just that simple. So make sure that you go ahead. You got those 7 days to get it in because next Wednesday we'll be on to another gift and this one will expire. Getting into our featured nonprofit for tonight. Tonight's featured nonprofit is Good Measure. Good Measure is enhancing the lives one measure at a time. Their mission is committed to helping facilitate change in our schools and our community by providing essential needs to low-income youth and their families, as well as provide financial resources and educational guidance to ensure they are aware of the best career choices that are available to them. Good Measure offers educational attainment, financial stability, life skills training, and healthy living. Let's reconnect our children by using the current technology at our disposal. That would include equitable tech that can potentially improve learning opportunities for children throughout the country that were previously underserved. Good Measure is giving our children a voice. And a message from the founder of Good Measure. Kimberly Glenn says, we want the children in our community to know that they can have a good future. We want them to keep dreaming and be encouraged to believe that success is achievable. To find out how you can help, please contact Good Measure at 734-383-2220. Now, with all the work that Good Measure does in the community, I know that's why they are and have been our featured nonprofit this month. Our featured business for this episode is True to You. Let's take a moment to see what they do. True to You are candle making studio surrounded by beautiful original artwork focused on creating memorable experiences. The concept to start True to You was centered around the love of art, candles, and making special memories. There are 2 focus areas. Service areas allow customers from Metro Detroit to come into the location and create custom fragrance blends and candles. The product side allows the company to manufacture your own candle line and wholesale candles for retail stores, fundraising events, wedding, and more. Consumer members will receive a free gift. So I am overdue for candles. As you can see, there's not one even burning in the background, as usually there is. So since I knew I was going over there to get me some new candles to stock up on, I said, you know what? I need to purchase one for a special person that's going to win a free gift. Now, if you don't win, I'm probably going to use your candle. I'm just saying. So don't leave your candle in my house. Go ahead, follow those 3 steps and get your own true to you candle for yourself. As we move into our deals for consumer members, we're kicking it off with Divine Diva Designs offering 15% off. True to You is offering that free gift. Peggy's Pound for Pound Great Cakes is offering 10% off. Detroit Metro Plug Podcast is offering 15% off their events. And Five Stone Digital has yet to get with us to let us know what deal they're going to be bringing to you. But at least let me share with you that they do amazing media work for your business. So yes, I definitely want to get that great deal to you, consumer members. And then Rise Up Host. If you're looking for a website or other ways to revamp your site, then you want to reach out to Rise Up Host. And again, we're working on that deal for you, consumer members. If you are a business owner and you want to offer deals, discounts, giveaways, and rewards to our consumer members, visit www.dealswithbob.com and join today. To become a consumer member, you would just visit www.dealswithbob.com. Almost forgot my train of thought. And click on consumer sign up and join for our annual membership at $25 a year. That's pennies a day. And all the deals and discounts that you would get from that membership are priceless. It pays you right back. Now, business owners, of course, we want you to sign up for one of those annual packages where your consumer membership will be included. We are now entering into our Stay Connected segment. I'm going to give you just a quick second to grab that pen, grab that paper, because you want to get these dates recorded ASAP. We have a lot of amazing things happening in and throughout our community. If you have not done so, go back over and rewatch or watch for the first time the conversations that we had with the amazing business owners and entertainers that were part of the Saddle Baby fundraiser for All for One and One for All. That can be found on our YouTube channel. We recorded last Wednesday, the 22nd of March. Volunteers are needed for Genesis Pregnancy Resource Center. If you want to be a volunteer, and remember, being a volunteer is a way to support Bob and honor your pledge. Email apb@genesisprc.org. This is a Boss Entertainment Group approved Mellow Meals. When you're hungry and want a good deal, place your bet on Mellows Meals. You can get more information by calling 313-598-2000. 6-week Bible study with your facilitator, Cheryl Shoemake, Faith That Works. We are in week 2 as the Bible study began on March 18th, but you can still join by registering at stepmomsanity.com. Network to Net Worth presents Creating Connections and Opportunity, a panel discussion and networking event happening April 1st from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. March Madness Final Four Watch Party happening April 1st at 4 p.m. Resources planned. Detroit Police Department 7th Precinct, Church of the Messiah Jumpstart Employment Program, All About Taxes Tax Service, Project Child Safe, Jean Jug Wood Acupuncture and Herbal Medicine, and Jabari's Martial Arts Academy, and much more. Come on out and have some fun. FWD Empire presents Black Vogue Runway Show, happening Sunday, April the 2nd from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Amazing Woman Network speaks April 2nd at 7 p.m. on the Amazing Network fan page, hosted by Crystal Gunn and Michelle Harper. This week's topic, let's talk about sex. Guests Verna Felder and Kane Joyland. We Three Queens Community Outreach Incorporated presents Easter Egg Extravaganza, Easter Egg Hunt and Kitty Disco on April the 9th from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. United Community Solutions and West Grand Boulevard Collaborative present a financial workshop series beginning with budgeting on April 13th, credit April 15th, banking April the 20th, mortgage prep April 22nd, and finance mortgage prep and management April 27th. Presented by Crystal Gunn. Cost is $20 per person. The Detroit Realist Association and the local board of National Association of Real Estate Brokers present GDRA Home Buyers and Lenders Resource Fair. This is happening Thursday, April 13th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Admission is free, but you should RSVP by going to www.greaterdetroitrealist.com. And for more information, you can call 313-244-5744. The Greater Detroit Realist Association Real Estate Networking After Work Affair, happening Friday, the April 14th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Marygrove College. Fee is $25 or early bird special of $15 before March the 31st. It's Friday night. You just got paid. Are you linked for financial success? Come on and have some refreshments, some wine, and some conversations with some women that we're just going to talk about what you do to get what you want and getting the bag. So by beating and bagging connections through conversations for financial success, happening Friday, April the 21st from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. featuring Crystal Gunn. This Boss Entertainment Group approved event is happening April 29th. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. Is It Real? Coming soon by Mac Justice Entertainment. And Cheryl Shoemake will be speaking with Blended and Blessed with a phenomenal speaker lineup on April the 29th. You can go to blendedandblessed.com for more information. And let us support you and your event by adding it to our Stay Connected segment. Visit www.dealswithbob.com and contact us today. I told you that the list was long, so long that I was actually getting tripped up over my own words. So I thank you all for making sure that you share these phenomenal events with me. Just keep them coming because we definitely want to make sure that we stay connected within our community. Now, without further ado, who's been waiting patiently, and I have been overly excited as I've been sharing information with you, but to have this phenomenal conversation with the none other, Mr. Jason, Mr. Integrity Radford. Welcome. How are you? You're on mute.
There we go. There we go. Now we're in
There
the
we
game.
go. How are you?
I'm outstanding. How about you?
I am doing good. I am doing good. I thank you for being on tonight. I'm excited about our conversation. I hope you are too.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. So, what I do right now is I'm going to pass you the baton, give you an opportunity to let everybody know who you are, a little bit about you, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Outstanding. So my name is Jason Integrity. I own a company called Integrity Go, and I'm a sales strategist. So what that entails is I help my clients with their marketing and sales conversation. So how do you build your brand? Who are you? What people you need to target? And how do you have this conversation to attract people to your business and convert them into clients? So I help you create your process. I don't train you to sell the way that I sell or like any other gurus that's out here, but we work on developing your process because it's your voice and we have to attract your audience. So I walk you through all of the steps in making it happen so that you can be successful and happy. What got me into this and why I do this is I've been in sales for 20 years. So I have acquired a unique set of skills and I try to use these skills to help people. And it's important to me that we build community, build our network, and all of the people around me should be working toward owning themselves. And now we're spending money within our own community and it's all thriving. So that's my piece of the puzzle is the marketing and sales portion.
Love it, love it. So, what's a little secret about you that many don't know? Then, since I like to get a little bit of tea about the person, so they can connect beyond the business.
Most people don't know that I used to DJ. I was a DJ for 10 years.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
Mixing and scratching is the name of the game.
that's it. That's it.
I would love to hear more about that offline because I sure didn't know about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Yes, I that was a good one. Oh, I got so many things going through my head now.
Right, right, right. Yeah, I did it for a while, man. That was my thing.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying. I mean, you always, and this is no shade at all, but every time I talk, it's this like polished business person. Did you know, like you said, that sells 20 years. The DJ, I don't see that like, let's get the party started, hype type.
Yeah, yeah. That's the Gemini part about me, right? So it's business up front and then it's party at night. So
Got it. That makes more sense now that you shared that you also a Gemini. Got it. Got it. Okay, so I do like to share just a little anchor of how I know my guests. And I will say that we had an opportunity to get connected through Mona Lisa. And thank you, Mona, for joining this evening. I see she said, "Hey, everyone." And she said, "Great prize to give away." So thank you, Mona, for joining and introducing me to Jason. Jason, I want you to let the people know with the work that you do, where have you seen, I guess, people falter when it comes to promoting their brand or positioning their brand with visibility?
oh yeah. The biggest mistake that I see is people throw money at it. So they go and they buy ads. I got YouTube ads, I got Facebook ads, I bought flyers, I printed out all of this stuff. I got an ad in this magazine, and for what? Right? So, so you what are you promoting exactly? Who are you promoting to? Are you positioning properly? What message are you giving and telling to these potential customers? So 99.999% of business people, they think that they can just spend money on advertising and you'll get customers, and you're just throwing money out the window.
Mm.
You have to build your brand. You have to start attracting people to you. And if you're doing that without advertising, then the advertising will help. But if you are not attracting business on your own, then the advertising will just show you how much business you're not getting. so,
Wow.
so so I think that's the biggest mistake that people make.
No, I love that. I almost want to repeat it because that's like a hard reality and things people need to hear. Because what happens, especially at least I'm assuming, is once people start putting their money into something behind it, and then they don't get the results that they wanted, frustration kind of goes up to here.
Yeah, yeah.
And once your
Now,
frustration rises, what happens then?
yeah. Now you're questioning everything in life. Should I have even started my company? Man, I should have stayed at the plant. Man, I don't think my wife liked me no more because I ain't making the money I said. So now you got all these problems, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So let's not have the problems and let's build the brand properly. And then let's save that 7, 8 grand you were going to spend on advertising and reinvest it into the company.
I love it. I love it. Now, I don't want you to share too much because, see, I like people to come on, tell just enough, like you said, to get that fish on the hook, on the line, to reel people in. But I would like to know if you could share even one or two things that businesses should do when it comes to their brand. What would that be?
Start with you. So if you're the owner of the company, then who are you exactly? Who
Mm-hmm.
are you? What do you represent? What are your core values? Um, if you understand who you are, then now it'll translate into the business because this is how you'll carry yourself corporately, right? So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I'm Jason Integrity. My company's Integrity Goes. So integrity is pretty important to me, right? So I'm going to do the right thing, and anybody connected with me knows that we're going to do the right thing. And everybody involved, this is going to be a win-win. So I start with my core values, and now we can start to connect at that level. So now we come into it with clean hands. We're trying to do good business. So what are your core values and what do you stand for?
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just nurturers. So tell your potential clients that this is who you are anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to nurture them and the customer service and the love and the respect that you're going to give them while they're your client. So start with you, and then it'll naturally translate into the business.
I love that because that kind of lines up to even the reason why I started this platform. It was not only about the phenomenal products and services that you may offer, but it was your why. Because I don't know of any business that does not have a competitor to it or something similar as such,
Yeah,
right? And
right.
with that being said, the key thing that separates you then is you, is me.
That's right.
And my reason for doing it and my approach to doing it and what makes me uniquely me. So I love when you say start with you. And if you can't sell your business to yourself,
That's it. That's it. And it comes down to your what gives you confidence, right? It's your own self-image. So how do you think of yourself? So
Mhm.
when you're thinking about you, and then you start thinking about your company is only going to be as valuable as you are. So what skill and ability do you have? What are you an expert at? Where do you what problems are you an expert at solving? On
Mm,
top of that, and then that becomes the brand, and this is what you talk about. So now the more you talk about it, the energy is there because you actually know what you're talking about, you know and
mhm.
the more you have that conversation, it becomes a bit more fluid, and then now you're not this robot person out here that's like elevator pitch, and I hope
Mhm.
somebody likes it, right? But now
Right,
you can just have a real conversation.
right. Or the influx of stuff. Like I love social media because you can really see like, oh, now we got a slew of these people in business. Oh, now we got a slew of these, and then they dwindle off, and then it's the
Mhm.
next thing. And to me, that was like, okay, did you really get into it? Was your why in it? Was the passion in it? Was it speaking to you? And when it doesn't, it's it's not authentic. It's
That's right.
people can tell, really can tell. Now I put a pin in here, and I wanted to go back because you mentioned the name of your company, and I introduced you as Mr. Integrity. Can you tell us a little bit more how you came up with that name and how it represents your brand?
Yeah. So it's funny. I used to work in corporate as a sales rep, and I had a sales manager that was a little bit sleazy. So he would just make up stuff and tell the clients, the customers, like, all right, just tell them this and get them to sign, and we're good. And I would never do it. So he started calling me Mr. Integrity. All right, Mr. Integrity, we know you're not gonna go along with it, so don't worry about it, right? So after a while, it was like, dude, you saying it like it's an insult, like you're supposed to have integrity. You're supposed to take care of your customers, right? and it just stuck. So everybody in that office called me Mr. Integrity, and I just rolled with it.
I love that. That needs to be shared more. That is awesome. That how you kind of got to that. And it is. Why would you say, okay, Mr. Integrity? Most companies have, if you look at their core values, they will have integrity listed as one of those core values because you are supposed to have that when you're dealing with consumers. And when you don't, I don't think you last. I mean, maybe you do last. You shouldn't last,
You
but
shouldn't know, right?
maybe
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of companies they compromise, right? So okay, so it should be this price, and we're gonna charge them this price because I know we can get it out of them, you know, and then the price
Mm,
fluctuates for certain people and all this stuff. But if you go into it trying to do the right thing, all right, here are the problems that you have, and I'm going to solve these problems, and that's what you
mhm.
pay me for. So I'm going to make sure that this happens. Now we can build a good relationship. So most businesses, you don't make money on that first sale. You know, it's the third, fourth, it's lifetime value. So if you're
Right.
thinking about that in the beginning, okay, how long can I keep you as a customer? How long can I keep you happy? And how many problems do you have that I can solve?
Hmm.
Now you're going to be a client for a while, and it's my job to maintain this relationship. So the better I do that, the more money you essentially end up paying me because I'm actually helping you. So if I come
Right.
into it with that intent of I'm just here to help you and figure this out, then lifetime value will pay off. And we're not lying to get that one deal. Look how many times you got to lie because you got to keep re-upping these clients because you lied to everybody. So,
Exactly.
so now you need new customers all the time.
Right. And that makes it's so much more work to use I say to you I always say use your powers for good instead of evil.
Right.
It
Right.
is so much more work to use your powers for evil because you have to invest so much more in the long run. It's like the lie, just tell the truth from the beginning because it's hard to keep up the lie.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that you said that I think is huge, and I don't know if all business owners ask themselves, what problem are you solving? From the clients that you have worked with, does it seem like business owners have asked themselves that prior to going into business?
Nope. Not at all. They look at it from their level of knowledge, right? So they'll say, I've been doing this for X number of years and I'm good at this part. But they don't necessarily extrapolate that to what can we apply this to, right?
Mhm.
So if you're an accountant, you know, and it's like I want to start my business, being good at math is a that translates into every business, right? Being able to do a budget, being able to do inventory control and make sure that everything is tracking, you know, project management. So a
Mhm.
lot of this stuff translates and you can solve way more problems than what you would think from a normal job description. So no,
Mhm.
most people don't think about it at all.
Wow. And I will say from my level, I have been fortunate enough to have asked myself that question, because I always see things as a problem, and that's not always a good thing because then I want to solve all of life's problems. I'm like, oh my god, now I got to do this, now I got to do this because I got to solve problems. And so actually you could be like me and get overwhelmed and lose focus because as you come along there's so many problems. And
Mhm.
I'm going to use myself as a guinea pig, and I want you to then elaborate on this. When I founded Deals with Bob some many moons ago, the initial thing that now the principles came with the problem solving. Okay, so I saw the problem that I saw,
Mhm.
and I created the principles so I could always stay on the principles. It was firm foundation. So to create awareness of Black owned businesses, to encourage the support of Black owned businesses, and to speak about leveraging our buying powers to cultivate an economic structure for redeveloping, restoring our community. So those are the three principles.
Mhm.
So here's what happened. You get it all going, and as you're working with business owners, They don't know X, Y, and Z. Boom, that's a problem. You
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to create a website. Okay, let me help you create that. Oh, you don't know how to write a book. Okay, now I got to do that. Okay, okay, right? Constantly, okay. There's
Mm-hmm.
no directory out here. Okay, we're going to create one. It was just until I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
still focused on helping Bob, creating awareness for you, getting these things. So it's kind of like I was in the thing, but it went like this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, does that happen or is it just me? Please
Uh,
share.
it's probably just you. but but for different reasons though, right? So um you are one of these extraordinarily talented people. So now when you got talent and you smart, that's what happens because you know how to solve all of these problems. The average person could solve 2 or 3 problems and they stay in their lane. So you all
Mhm.
over the freeway, right? Because I can do this and I can do this and I can do this. And I used to do this back in the day and now I do this too. So you have the ability to do all of this. So what happens is you try to do all of it. So
Yeah.
that reminds me of I started off as a business coach. I was an action coach, and being a general business coach, you in all facets of business, right? So we're looking at your who you're hiring and what the staff is doing and how you treat your staff and what kind of energy you have in there in this environment, what kind of culture you're building. Now, okay, now let's get into the accountant. Here are the accounts payable and accounts receivable. So it's like you're doing all of these things, and I hated it, especially when we got to the accountant part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what made me rebrand is like I just want to focus on the parts that's fun to me. So let's
Yeah.
do marketing and sales, and that's all I want to do. So
Okay.
if you got an accountant issue, although I can help you, but I don't want to. So let's send it to somebody who loves that part. So let's find that accountant and they get high off of doing account. You get them a bunch of math, they lose their mind. That's them for the
Right.
weekend, right? So let's give that to them. And they can go have a ball with all of these numbers. And I'm cool with that. Give me
And
the part that I like and I'll have fun with all of this, and now we can start to assign all of this stuff to the people that love it.
mm-hmm.
And now we can move faster because it's not you
Yes.
doing everything.
Exactly. And see, you admitted I'm not the only one because I have talked to a couple people who had the same thing.
No, I was just playing. No, you're not the only one.
I love that you said rebranding because you can do that.
Mhm.
And so I've done it actually because you're right. I was like, okay, I don't even I want to still my passion is helping and supporting, uplifting, patronizing whatever Bob. That's my passion. I love it. I could talk about it constantly. Why we should do it, what it brings, the joy, the phenomenal people, etc. I know that's my passion.
Mhm.
All of the other stuff, not okay,
Right.
not. But it's needed. So what happens is I start finding Bob's that that was their passion. So now I can promote and support you doing that. I don't have to do it, right?
There we go. Yeah, now we winning. Now every
And
day
what
is a holiday.
exactly. And
Right.
what I know I love doing most importantly, when I want to now, is talk. That. And I'm loving that I can talk like this organically. And so what ended up happening is that the show evolved because it started with a just talking. But then I was like on the, my website, we were adding events. We
Mhm.
were adding you deals they were offering. We were adding all of these different things. And I said, it will make sense to incorporate it into the show because I already have people's attention.
Yeah.
Let me just put it here. And so, how does that look in your world? Is that something that can it may not be a show per se, but for people to take maybe how their business was here and then kind of like bring it to here to be more manageable?
Yeah. So it's several things within that we got to unpack, right? So what parts of this do you really like?
Mm-hmm.
So once we figure out what you like, all right, let's do more of that and less of the other stuff. So now who do we trust to bring in to do the other stuff? All right, let's
Got you.
start building the team. And Now, when we say everything starts with you and what are your core values, the people that we bring in need to have similar core values. They need to care about the same
Mhm.
things. That way, they'll give the same amount of love and attention to your customers that you do. So now we have cohesion amongst the team. So and then you just go from there. Okay, I don't like this part. I don't like that part. I love this part over here. So you say you love talking and you love interacting and coaching. I saw the events you put up. You had like 19 events in the last 3 days. So let's do more of that, right? And let's website building. Let's find
Yeah.
somebody that's super introverted that who doesn't like to be around a lot of people, and then now we can give them the websites and they'll love it.
Right. They'll love it. They'll love it. Now, you mentioned something that's key, bringing other people in and building your team of what you need. Do you find business owners are resistant to that?
Oh yeah, yeah. We don't trust nobody. This 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 is my baby, right? So it's one of those things. Think about it this way: majority of us, we are first generation business owners. We are
Mhm.
first generation entrepreneurs. Nobody taught us nothing. So
Mhm.
everything that we know, we had to figure out on our own. That's why we read all these books and go to webinars and stuff. So now you're talking about something that I have grinded for years to get this far, and I'm going to bring somebody in and trust that they're going to do the right thing with all of this, right? It's
Mhm.
very very difficult to say, okay, here, take the keys to the only car I got and just go crazy, right?
Yeah.
So this is why it's important when we start talking about core values and culture to bring in like minds and bring in people who share your same kind of energy. That
Mhm.
way you don't mind it. So we use integrity again as the example. If I'm looking for people of integrity, once I find it, then I don't have to worry about you and that part. So if you have integrity, stands to reason that you're gonna have a pretty good work ethic too. So these things go together. So now you can match my energy, and now I don't mind working with you. And I don't mind sharing all of my secrets, right? Because I know you're not gonna run off because you've already earned my trust. You've shown integrity, right? So it's the same thing for everybody. You have to have a system of bringing people in, and once you figure that out for you, then it gets a lot easier.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, before we get too far in, Jason, please let people know how they can connect with you.
I'm on everything you own. Jason Integrity. You can go to the website integritygo.com. You can go to jasonintegrity.com or any of these platforms. I'm Jason Integrity or Integrity Go. You'll find
Awesome. Awesome. Now, I know you have recently done a lot with another platform called Alignable.
me. Mhm.
And for those who may not be well versed in it, what exactly are you doing to leverage that platform?
Thanks for bringing this up because I didn't even think about it. um, if you are not on Alignable, you need to be. Alignable is quickly becoming the platform to be on for networking. So so everybody's on LinkedIn, right? And you're on LinkedIn, and somebody sends you a connection request, and you approve it, and then you get a 6-page thing dissertation of some kind of weird pitch. So that doesn't happen on the Lineable side. They monitor the bots and the spamming. So if you're talking to people, and if you like to talk to people, then this is a good platform because there are networking events daily where you are face to face with your potential customers. So if you have done all of the stuff we talked about as far as building your brand and understanding who your target market is, you can dive into that and find customers fairly quickly. So I'm an ambassador for on Alignable. I have an alliance here in Metro Detroit. Um, um, get on Alignable and find me and join that group. That is awesome group. We do events all the time. I do training all the time. I'm former Army, so we training all the time. Let's sharpen the saw. I have I'm also a leader of a couple of groups on there. We got a black business owner group on there. We're up to 27,000 businesses on there. So
Okay.
come on in. And I run a veterans group too.
Okay. Okay. I need to actually utilize Alignable a little bit more than I currently do. Because I'm sure that it is definitely a way to do organic networking, as Jason mentioned on here. let people can relate to you, get to know you, your who you are, and also the core values of what you represent and what your business represents. So I think you sold me on that piece of it. I mean,
All
I
right.
know.
Oh.
So and so I just was like, I can't learn a new site. I can't learn it. It was just like too many. How many more you guys are gonna try to tick? That's why I'm not ticking and talking, because I just was like, I can't learn it right now. I
TikTok
never
is
did the
fire.
snap and chat. I'm just like, I'm just
TikTok is fire. You spend some time on. Every time I go on TikTok, I learn something.
oh really? Well, I'm thinking at some point I'll have time for that. But like you said, I need to bring someone on my team who could just take over the whole social media thing for me. And then I think it'll be okay. But until that happens, I have to kind of limit my time between everything.
I
Now,
understand.
for those of you who did not know, I have to add this because Jason's like, what is she about to do? What's she about to do? I am about to make sure that guys know this part right here. You see the arrow?
No.
Yes. Jason was one of Mona Lisa's Lyrics 2022 Dadpreneur finalist. So he has been on our show previously. That was on Wednesday, June 22nd of 2022. So if you want to kind of catch a snippet of when he first landed on Get to Know Bob, you can do that. And I want to say congratulations again. Even though you may not have wore the crown, you still definitely wear a crown, Jason. And I love the work that you have committed to doing to our businesses within our communities. And I just appreciate your passion and the work in which you do. Now, with all that you do, and then you got all these hats. You said Army Brat, you said DJ, you was like a business coach, and now doing this brand ambassador work. Awesome. How do you stay encouraged to just like keep going?
We got to win. We got to win. I got one speed and it's go. Right. So we have to spend time on working on ourselves, right? It's not just a job. So we got to be the best version of us. So I do all this stuff, man. I do yoga. I go to chiropractor. I go to massage therapy. Try to get it together. I work out every day, right? So, but I got goals and I'm hitting them. So we gonna get there. So I stay motivated because I've been broke before, and we ain't going back to that.
That is definitely a good motivator, isn't it?
Right. We're not going backwards.
Do
This,
not
this
go
is
back.
one that comes on not the learning channel. What's the travel channel? It's called Island Hunters. And
Mm.
they literally fly around on helicopters and buy islands. I want to buy an island. so
Oh,
so let's get this together.
I love that. Yes. And there's really no reason why we couldn't. As you notice, there are so many events coming up next month. And of course, that's like our financial awareness month. Um, and we are really talking about like finances. And so, guys, Jason is right. We need to be able to just be like, yes, we want to buy islands. There's no reason why we can't. The reason why we can't is because we have hit the brakes. Like he said, he's on go. We have hit the brakes and decided that we do not want to digest and really understand the language that surrounds money. So we have to actually make sure that we position ourselves in those spaces to have these conversations. And some of these things coming up are structured, and maybe that's not your way of learning, but some things are just conversationals and chats coming up with a little bit of refreshments and wine, so that we can have those conversations of, hey, what do you do, and not be afraid to talk. Like Jason said, we don't trust for this. We don't talk about that. We got to let all that go because it's holding us down like anchors. We just being held back. Okay. Sorry, Jason. That was my plug. You got me kind of
No. It's all a part of
geared up there for a moment.
so
So, one thing that I would say is, there's one. I want you to think back to like that client or that person that feels like the most success story to you. I mean, maybe they start off very challenging or something. Do you mind sharing like that one that you can look back like that was like, whoa, one of your ones that you really feel like was a success story?
I'll tell you the most recent. Uh, um, I have a client. He is a loan broker for commercial loans. And we just finished. Well, no, we are in week 11 of his 12-week. I have a 12-week process. We're in week 11 for him, and he has already secured quite a bit of business. I don't want to put his business out there. Somebody start doing the math, but he's in six figures since we started.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Hmm. Now, one thing that's been on the agenda for my company with me, my business partner, that we have outlined for 2023 is focused on marketing. And not only just like you said, just throwing money in marketing, no, more strategic marketing of visibility for the brand. Because we know, and it's been proven, that the problem that we solve is being addressed. There's just like that other thing that we're getting to the right faces, the right people, and that kind of stuff. So we're looking forward to soon in the near future, once we go through our list of how we have it lined up, of having our meeting with you. We planted that seed last year, and we're going to water it this year, and we're going to let it start growing for here on out. So I love that you shared that success story. And I just want to do a plug here for those who are watching. Now, while he mentioned a financial thing, remember, your success is your success, what's unique to you. And Jason has a program that I'm sure when you share what you want, he will walk you through to what your success looks like for you. Is that true?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'll meet you where you are. You tell me where you want to go, and then we create a strategy to get there.
Love it. Love it. Now, here's that question. What book is currently on your nightstand, or that you have recently read, or would highly recommend reading?
I got like 30 of them. So the most recent is the one thing. I just finished that one the other day. It's super dope. And so when we talk about targeting, when we're talking about business focus, when we're talking about just getting your life together, it always comes down to one thing. You figure out that one thing and you work at that, everything else improves around it.
I love it. I love it. Now, can you believe it? We are at the end of the hour. And I just would like the opportunity once again for you to let people know how they can connect with you, and any last comments that you would like to share.
Sure, sure. Like I said, I'm on all the platforms. So Jason Integrity on everything. Come to the website. It's good information on there. I got a couple of workshops that I've done on there. You can check that out. Um, I want you to win. I want you to win. I want life to be dope. It should be great. We should not be out here struggling and trying to figure it out, man. We're supposed to be abundantly happy.
Yeah.
And if you don't even know what that is, then we need to talk.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. Now, everyone, I do thank you for tuning in. I want to make sure that you get prepared as we kick off. Can you believe it? This is our last show of March. Next week, we will be in April, and we're going to be kicking it off with none other than Kenneth Scott of CSW Real Estate. We're entering into that month of money. He's going to make sure that you are positioned for anything that's related to acquiring any type of property. And I would say, if you have not already done so, go over to our YouTube channel and click on the subscribe button. While you're there, make sure you click that notification bell so that you get notified of every single time that we go live. If you know of Any Bobs that you feel should be featured, please send them our way. And if you are a Bob and you want to be featured, just make sure you contact us. Well, I will say that I have thoroughly enjoyed my conversation with you, Jason, as I knew I would. Thank you. And this will definitely not be your last time here. I look forward to you coming back and sharing just all the amazing things you do and your integrity that you work with. I appreciate you.
Man, thanks
And
for
for
having me.
you
I
that
appreciate
are
it.
watching, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you don't keep this to yourself and you share this episode with others. You may not know what they might be needing, even if you don't need it for yourself. So I thank you. And as always, I encourage you to spend with purpose because your dollar does matter and deal with Bob. Have an amazing week. I'll see you next week. Bye.